Hello and welcome to Cal Industrial Sales TV. Today we'll be talking about Meltric. Meltric manufactures a full line of industrial plugs and receptacles, including their signature brand of UL listed switch rated devices with D-contactor technology and push button circuit disconnection. These all-in-one devices combine the safety and functionality of a disconnect switch with the convenience of a plug and receptacle. And these can be safely disconnected and connected under full load. Meltric also manufactures other safe and reliable industrial plugs and receptacles, including multi-pin, high amperage, single pole, hazardous location devices, and additionally they use their devices and third-party components to produce custom power distribution units, including portable rubber boxes, mobile or stationary multi-gang steel enclosures, dual voltage wall boxes, circuit protected receptacles, and more. Today we'll be taking a look at the switch rated DSN series that utilizes the D-contactor technology and some of the features and benefits of this plug and receptacle. Now, one of the main benefits of using the Meltric is the safety aspect. Right off the bat, there's a dead front shutter on the receptacle end. You can see that here, and so that when you disconnect it, and again, it can be disconnected under full load without having to have any PPE or do any sort of voltage checks or anything. When it's disconnected, it cradles it. You do a quarter turn, you take it out. Now, when I did that quarter turn, it shifted that dead front to cover up any live parts, so you won't make contact and you avoid the risk of injury by, getting electrocuted. There's lockout, tagout provisions that come standard on the inlet, 5/16 inch hole here that can be utilized, and then additionally you can get the receptacle with a lockout, tagout. That's a extra feature, but it can be requested. The plug itself, when mated and connected up, is NEMA 4X rated, the DSN series, and so it's washdown rated, outdoor, dust, any sort of NEMA 4X. So there's no worry about that. The testing that these go through in order to obtain the UL and certification that they have as a motor disconnect is very thorough and very demanding, but they were able to obtain those. I'll throw up a illustration so you can get an idea of some of the testing they go through. Obtain the UL 2682 rating is very thorough, and it includes overload or voltage withstand of 3000 volt AC for 1 minute, an overload use test of 50 operations at 150% rated current. Also, as a mechanical endurance test, they are cycled 4,000 times, and that's across the rating range. For electrical endurance, 6,000 operations at rated current and voltage. And for overload, they do a locked rotor test, 50 operations at 600% full load motor current. So very thoroughly tested under some extreme parameters, and they passed with flying colors, and we were able to obtain the switch rating. One of the other aspects of the Meltric plug are the contacts that they use. On the inlet side, you can see there, these are silver nickel contacts. So it's a butt contact as opposed to the pin and sleeve style, male-female contact. They're using a brass material. The Meltric uses a silver nickel material, a lot less susceptible to oxidation over time. You keep the conductivity, you maintain the conductivity with the silver nickel material, especially over time in frequent and prolonged use. Now, on the inside of the plug, there are arc chambers, and I'll see if I can't throw something up, a graphic or a video so you can get an idea. But the potential for arcing is always there when you're making or breaking. That's when they're going to occur. And the Meltric plugs come with arc chambers on the inside that contain any potential arc that would develop. It's another reason why these are considered safer than some of the other products that are out there. Compliance to NFPA 70E is also made a lot easier when utilizing the Meltric DSN series plug. With the way they're designed, they're inherently safe when disconnecting, because of the arc chambers that I talked about, because of the lack of PPE that's required. So you don't need to, have a authorized electrician or somebody do the disconnection. You can have a line worker, basically handle that. So there's no fear of electrocution when disconnecting the load. The dead front that I talked about earlier, the separation, you've got a visual indication of disconnection, just for the simple fact that it's disconnected.
When a switch-rated plug is disconnected from the receptacle, it provides visual verification of equipment de-energization. It can then be easily locked out and tagged out as required.
All these sort of design features really make compliance to NFPA 70E really easy. Line of sight is something that's required by NEC, and that is also something that is very easily obtained because of the versatility and all the different ways that you can attach the Meltric plugs. You can do cable to cable. You can have one on a box like this with an angle. It's just, you can connect it up right to the motor. It's really, which is shown here sort of on the catalog. You can see it's you've got it mounted up right to the motor, so you can have your backup motor already have a Meltric plug installed, and so when you need to go replace it, it's a plug and play, and so that reduces the time. And then and then the reliability, the pin and sleeve. We talked about using the brass contacts. We're using silver nickel. It's a superior material. It's a fiber-infused polymer shell, very robust, hardened for industrial use. Some of the bigger sizes you can get in metal if you want. We also have a lot of different variations and options, one of which is the self-ejecting release, and this is kind of a nice product for vehicle applications, for cargo or buses or any sort of commercial vehicle that needs to plug up to power when parked. And then, if somebody forgets to disconnect, you can rip away the infrastructure. Well, with the self-ejecting, it just, automatically comes out in the case where you got a vehicle that starts to, leave without disconnecting first. So, just one of the many innovations from Meltric. On the plug itself, you've got clear indication of voltage. The gaskets are also color-coded. There's also a label right on the side there that gives you the horsepower ratings, and the UL and CSA sticker that's right on there. The demo that I have here in front of me has the pawl, the e-stop pawl here, the red with the yellow background. The normal is just a red button, but these are one of the options that you can get that will allow the plug to act as an e-stop with when you add that option to the plug. So one of the other very cool features of the Meltric DSN series, and handy if you're a maintenance person or if you install a bunch of these and something happens and maybe you crack a handle or somebody loses a compression nut. We sell all of the parts and pieces for field repair as spare parts. So those are all available and actually shown in the catalog with part numbers according to rating and size. So very convenient thing that is offered from Meltric for these plugs. So, and also with the Meltric plug, while they're primarily power plugs, for connecting and disconnecting power, there is an element of control that can be designed in. You can, when choosing the inlet and receptacle pin layout, add auxiliary contacts so that you can send control signals also to PLCs or to a VFD anytime you're powering or disconnecting. So also the unit here has the inlet cap, which is an option that you can add whereby you can cover up the inlet anytime it's disconnected and you're doing maintenance, or you just want to make sure it stays covered up, if there's any live power or anything there. So all in all, it's a fantastic product. It can be utilized in any motor, welding machine, any sort of high power load, and we've got DC options as well, along with the AC that we have in the D-contactor series. Although the DC doesn't have the switch rating. But if you want to learn more, or you want to look at a demo, or you want to maybe get your hands on a sample to try and install and test out, you can reach out to anybody at Cal Industrial Sales. Find our contact information at our website, www.calindustrial.com. Or you can just add any questions to the comment section. I'll post a couple of links below this video that go deeper into the NFPA compliance, and some other videos from Meltric and their YouTube channel that sort of talks about the product. So thank you very much.